Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, as per your respective time zones. On behalf of entire Mastek managed services team, would like to welcome you all to this 24B Global Human Resource Advisory webinar sessions. This important session is to keep you fully synchronized with the new features and functionalities as a part of this quarter release which Oracle provides. My name is Hardik Patel. I'm an operations manager here at Mastek Managed Services team. Today, I'm your host for this session. I'm glad to introduce my colleague Balu Salandri, who's part of our vast HCM team at Mastek. Today, he will take us through all the Oracle Fusion Cloud Global Human Resources updates for 24B quarter release. Today's session is planned for around 45 to 60 minutes. We'll make sure that we also spare some time to any questions, to answer any questions you may have. We also have expert panelists available, Aditya Goswami, who's available to answer any questions. So you may have. You can use chat or question panel option, which you can see in that go-to panel. Before we move to the Q&A, let's have a quickly look at the important disclaimer, please. We would like to convey our approach towards Oracle updates in a very simple method. So we'll be taking you through vital analysis for the 24B updates done by our experts, which will help you incorporating new features and updates easily into your system. We will also try and sync you on any bugs or known issues if there are any. It's good to have an interactive session, so please do ask questions through chat or question panel, as mentioned earlier. In case if we run out of time, we'll make sure that we note your questions and we'll connect you through an email and we'll answer them without fail. This is to give you a glimpse on how we have created the structure of this session. So the first thing what you see is list of new features coming in 24B, detailing on new features. So you got brief understanding on what new features are all about. Next one is what are the business benefits and important takeaway for you as a decision maker. There are 4 components where we have done the in-depth analysis for the features which are going to present to you today. The first one is impact level analysis, which demonstrate the impact on end user. So if it's low impact, then regression testing can be avoided. If it's a high impact, we need to offer regression testing. And the second one, which is we all are aware that there are some features which are by default auto-enabled by Oracle and there's some which we need to opt for. And third one highlights the nature of the feature. There would be certain configuration which may be required and some can be used without any changes. And the last one, which is a quick win. This term we use to simply convey that what is ready to use by investing minimum amount of time and what requires significant amount of time and efforts to make use of this feature. With this, I'll be immediately handing over back to my colleague, Balu, and he'll be taking you through today's session. Thank you so much, Balu. Unmute yourself and stage is all yours.
Yeah, thank you, Hardik. Hi, team. Myself, Balu Salandri, and I'm here to take you through the later new features released as part of 23B upgrade. Okay. So, as per the analysis we have made, we have altogether 39 new features coming in as a part of 23B upgrade from Oracle. So 20 among them are default, which are quick wins there where you may not need much configurations or testing, but 18 are such features wherein you have to opt in by enabling a feature or doing a minor configurations, and one falls in a rest where rigorous testing is required. So moving ahead, let's go through the quick wins, which are default with no configurations. So the first feature comes up in the lookup areas. So we have a lookup citizenship status field changed from extensible to user. So the configuration level of this existing lookup type is changed from user from extensible to user. So now we can modify or delete Oracle delivered lookup codes or create our own lookup codes and use them as per our requirement. So one things to note here are if a lookup code that has been used is deleted, the application continues to operate as normal. But for the users that have used the deleted lookup code, the citizenship status field will be displayed as blank. So the takeaway for us here is this feature enables users to have full control over the lookup code in the per citizenship status lookup type. This is delivered, and we need not do any configurations for it. This is a quick one. Moving to the next feature, it is in work pattern enhancements. So now Oracle has delivered a country attribute in the work pattern type. While we are creating a new work pattern types, we there's a field with the name country, and we can use it to create work patterns for workers in any country. And further to it, there are certain validations that are put up here by the Oracle, where if a FT FT of a worker doesn't match with the hours and shift for an employee, then it will give us a warning saying that total work duration needs to match with FT hours. And you can't create the work pattern until the total work duration and FT hours match. As we see, the FT hours are 88, but the cycle is only one. But again, we see the total number of hours doesn't match here. So system will not allow us to create the work pattern unless and until all these things are matched. Further to it, when the FT frequency doesn't match the worker pattern cycle, like as we see, it is only 88 hours of 88 hours bi-weekly, and we see the number of hours, number of cycles has given frequency is given as 3 here. So in this case also, system will give us an error, and user will not be able to create a work pattern type in such a scenario as well. So the takeaway for us is this feature helps us to define accurate work patterns for workers. Next feature is into document types. So the list of values supported for selecting roles to exclude when configuration document types are delivered as list of values, like to simplify the process of selecting roles to exclude from restriction for a document type. So earlier we used to give the roles, we used to type the name of the roles here to restrict, to create a restriction criteria. But now they are delivered as a list of values. All the roles which are created on the system will be available in the list of values, and we can select the roles on which we want to override this restriction. So you can now select the roles that are excluded from the restriction through a drop-down list that contains a list of values and improve accuracy of setup. Next feature is also into document type. Now we can configure appropriate labels for standard attributes. Here are the standard attributes, and we can create a new label for all the standard attributes based on our organization's requirement. And as we see, the name here of a document, any document type, the delivered name will be given as document name. And if it is a passport document, then we can rename it to passport name, and the same names will be visible for the users while they create a document record. So this is how it looks for a user when they're creating a document type with name changed. So users can customize labels according to their organization's business terminology for each document type from now on with this feature. The other feature is also into document records. So we have enhanced user experience on Redwood mass download of document records page. So selecting multiple values when users from for whom you want to download document record is feasible now. Additionally, you can select multiple categories, subcategories, document types created from and tags while using this mass download document records page. Okay, so as we see here, the list of persons, multiple list of persons can be selected. Earlier, it was only one person for or a category or a criteria that we used to select. Now the multiple person list is feasible to be selected. Okay, so the other feature is also into document records, where we can manage document records easily by viewing relevant actions based on the user's security access from now on. let's say user has edit access to particular document of record and delete access is not there. So in that case, only edit icon is displayed. Similarly, if there is no edit access and only delete access is there, only delete action icon is displayed for a user based on the security access they have. So users will be able to see the relevant actions based on their security. So let us just view few screenshots where setup is done based on the restriction settings. So for employee request, as we see, there is no restriction on create, no restriction on update, but there is a restriction on delete. Okay. And for disciplinary, there is no restriction on create, but restriction is there on delete and update. Right. So further, for company car, there is a restriction on create, update, and delete all. So if we see on a single page, we can see list all the list of document records that we have seen. So for the disciplinary, uh, the edit or update option is freezed for a user, while for employee request, as we have seen, edit and update are there. So user will be able to update and delete. And for company car, only delete option was given. So the users will be able to see the icons based on the security access they have. Further, the next feature is to navigate to specific journey tasks directly from task notification. So Oracle has streamlined the navigation from the task notification so that you can easily navigate to specific tasks directly from the task notifications from now on. So this feature is available from all the start points such as email, bell, things to finish, and BPM work list. So as we see on screen here, this is a multiple task notification that a user has received. And by clicking on the details here, user will be directed to the task directly. They'll be landed to this task page directly by just clicking on the details. Further, a user has received a single task notification, and to access the task, they'll have to just click on this access the task link here, and they'll be redirected to this page to complete the task. Further, this is a reminder notification that the user has received as we see for this particular task. And by clicking on Act Now, user will be landed to the task page directly and they can perform their task and complete it. So users will have a seamless experience when navigating to a journey task from task notification with a fewer clicks. So next feature is payment methods region supported as embedded application task in journeys. So easy to complete the payment methods embedded application task with reduced navigation by using payment method task region embedded in a journey. Now we can create a journey task with the embedded application task and the application name can be given as payment methods. With this task, it is assigned to a user, user will be able to add the uh, payment method directly. This way, users will be able to add the payment method details. As we see, it is payment one check and percentage is 70%. When it is submitted, the task is completed, a payment method will be created for the user. So this feature enables faster completion of payment methods task with reduced clicks. Uh, a feature in the same area, now the document delivery preferences region is also supported as embedded application task in the journeys. So task type can be selected as a application task and the application task will be document delivery preferences. With this feature, user will be able to update or complete the task by selecting the document delivery preferences. For a payslip, if earlier it was not applicable, and if a user with this task can be can update it to online delivery method, and it will be updated accordingly for the document delivery preferences for that person. The next feature is the payroll step in Redwood change location process. So now the users can now update payroll information in newly added payroll details step in the Redwood change location process. So the payroll details step will be shown in the Redwood change location process only for workers whose legal employer is enabled for payroll. So here's how they can enable the region for edit current payroll frequency while performing the change location task from a Redwood UI. So this feature gives line managers and HR specialists the ability to update payroll information when changing a worker's location. So similar feature for change work hours process also. So when changing the working hours of an employee also, we have payroll step enabled. Users can utilize this feature of updating the payroll details or performing the change working hours transaction as well. The next feature is on employment information page. Assignment flex fields are also now available in a Redwood employment information page. So as we see here, earlier DFS were not supported on the Redwood UI. Now on the employment information page, even the DFS will also be visible. And with this feature, you will be able to view assignment descriptive flex fields or developer flex fields while viewing the employment information. Next feature is in edit pending workers area. So with the Redwood experience has been introduced for edit pending workers transaction as well. Now users will be able to edit the pending workers from Redwood UI. The navigation is from my team or my client groups and pending worker area. And you have the option enabled, edit pending worker. The new flow offers fewer clicks and better performance. Okay, and we can take advantage of cohesiveness of the application with this new flow. So by clicking on the edit pending worker, it will display the regions that you want to make changes on. And further, you can complete the transaction and submit it. And approvals will also be triggered if there are any. So we also have a Redwood experience for convert pending worker as well. So Oracle has enriched the user experience with the new convert pending worker flow developed using Redwood toolset. So navigating through my client groups and pending workers, we can also convert from the Redwood UI from now on. So we can also enable the regions which we want to work on or make changes to for a candidate information, for the pending worker information. And you'll also be able to add multiple addresses based on the details we have for that employee. Also the contacts, family and emergency contacts also can be added. Okay. So moving on, we have read-only profile region enabled on Redwood jobs and position pages. So for jobs and positions, we do have profile details, right? So when we navigate to jobs and positions through Redwood UI now on, we have a profile details link available here. So if there are any position profiles or job profiles that are linked to positions and jobs will be visible. You will be able to see the profile details for those particular jobs and positions with a single click from here. So this feature enables us to view the details of associated profiles without leaving a job or position page. So it will be the page will be displayed in a same page as a panel drawer. Okay. You need not navigate to other tab or of a browser as well. So this is how it looks like, all the details of the profile. So moving to the features that which are quick wins, but where we have little bit configurations required to utilize those features. The first feature comes up in the journeys area. Now there is a Oracle has provided a support for physical signature when using the native e-sign journey task. Now pro, you can now provide your physical signature when using the journey task of electronic signature native. So for that we need to uh, enable the integration. In the integration, display signature pad has option has to be selected as yes, and then in the checklist task of checklist task should be a type of electronic signature, and the validations has to be configured, and a report path has to be provided. Also, you can click on open report on the same tab as a task to view the page on a same page of a browser. This is how it looks like when a user signs a document, and they'll be able to view. And you can also sign the journey task and save the document, save the signed document as a document record with this feature. Now we also have a option to hide email field for native signature journey task. So by configuring this display email as no, users will not be able to see the emails from now on. You have that option and can be used if you want to hide email from the task. The other feature is also into journeys page where we open native signature document on same assigned journey page. So by selecting this open report on the same task type, same tab as a task, the page will be displayed. When user clicks on that C document, page will be displayed as a panel drawer on the same page without navigating or moving to other pages. So you can access the document to be signed easily in a separate panel drawer instead of having navigated to a new browser window instead. Same way as like a document, we also have Oracle has also uh, enabled it for BIP reports as well. So we can open the BIP report on same assigned journey page by when the task type is report, we can click on this option to open report on the same tab as a task. So when a user clicks on this C document on a task, it will be open on the same page this way. So with this, we can access the BIP report easily in a separate panel drawer instead of having to navigate to a new browser window. The next feature is new user-defined context task type for guided journeys. Yeah, this is a new task type that has been released, which is a user-defined content task type to display custom text from the external endpoints in a guided journey. So this feature allows the user to define a guided journey task using the new task type and invoke a custom REST API. So the guided journey task UI displays the response returned by API call as formatted text in the panel drawer. So we need to configure the integration for this custom user-defined content task type, and also the task type has to be user-defined content, and the configuration has to be selected, the integration which user will be creating. And when a transaction is being performed, the salary details change salary is the transaction here, and a custom text will be displayed this way. uh, let's say user has configured an integration to return the responses from AI. So AI assisted salary comparison will be given this way. So the new task type allows the user to connect to custom defined REST API to display additional guided content. So the other category of features are into quick win opt-ins, where either journeys have to be enabled or there is a some yeah there is some point of configuration wherein only you by enabling them you'll be able to utilize these features. So the first feature of in this category comes in this positions area. There is no defaulting of parent position for professional users from now on. So when let's say a line manager creates a position, tries to create a transaction for a request new position, his his position will be displayed as a parent position by default, though it can be updated. So usually there are very few instances where line managers or someone creates a position, right? So in such instances, they'll be able to uh, either update this, change this, or keep it as is if as per their requirement. But for professional users, let's say a HR usually has a task in his daily routine to create a new position. In that case, so it is not always required that parent position will be his position for the newly created position, right? So for that reason, parent position will be blank when a professional user creates it from the my client groups area. Okay. So for the professional users, selecting parent position from the drop-down list is more useful than defaulting it to parent position of the logged in user. That's because they would rarely request or create a position within their own team, right? Yeah. Okay. So when a professional user tries to create a new position, they'll be able to update it, update the parent position, and give the appropriate parent position to the newly created position. The next feature is an journeys area, I should say, and this is to create a survey manager experience. Sorry. So this new feature uses journeys and questionnaire to create seamless survey experience for managers. Now managers will be able to create quickly a survey or a poll to collect feedback from the directs on important topics relevant to their work, such as projects or schedule or work environment. So let's see how a survey can be created with the help of the screenshots. Users can navigate to Team Activity Center and click on Create Survey. This Team Activity Center is a new page uh, which can be optionally used in the place of My Team. That we'll look into when it comes in the uh, other feature. So, or they can also navigate to My Team and click on Create Survey. When they click on Create Survey, sorry, you can create a survey from existing survey by copying the existing survey and add the questions, or you create a survey or from a scratch, or you create a survey from survey with AI assistant. So with the AI assistant, what you do is you give the details of what type of survey you wanted, and AI will give you a feedback saying this could be the list of questions that can be utilized for it, and the name of the survey can be suggested by AI. And you can also update those details as per your requirement. Okay. So once you create a survey with the basic details, you would like to preview it. Once it is previewed, and you can start assigning it to the users this way. You add. You can also set the reminders to be sent to the assignees and survey dates from when to when to from which date until when they can perform this. So this is how you add a question, and you can select from the question library, or you create a new question, and you can also set it as required. You can make it as a single choice or a multiple choice. You can also reorder the questions. So to manage survey again, once it is assigned, let's assume you want to make some changes to the existing survey, then either from Team Activity Center or My Team, you can navigate to survey and filter your search as a survey journey, and the survey journeys will be listed. You can select the appropriate one, and if you want to make changes to the assignees, just click on this icon, add the assignees. You can see the assignees added here. Once they are added and submitted, you can also edit the survey make changes to its dates or assignees, and submit it. So from now on, managers can quickly create a small surveys that can be assigned to limited set of workers. So moving ahead to the next feature, we have a Redwood experience for Journey Console as well. So on the Journey Console page, now users can view details for a specific person's assigned journey. As we see, you can navigate to My Client Groups, Quick Actions, Journey Setup, and Journey Console to navigate to this Journey Console. And you can see the allocation method, the status of the allocation, and the users to which it has been assigned along with the dates. So just by clicking on the username, you'll be able to see the details of the checklist and its status again. And let's say it has went into error for some reason. Just by clicking on this event, this icon, you'll be seeing the details of the error, and this will help the administrators to debug the issue, right? And uh, this page will be available only for the admin users. The next feature is into Redwood again. We have Redwood experience for journey integrations. So for journey integrations, Oracle has delivered it in a Redwood UI again. From the journey setup, you can navigate through journey integrations. You can add the journey integrations just by clicking on this add icon here. Give the basic details and you validate. When you validate, let's say if there are any issues in the details given, then uh, you will be prompted with the error message here, and you can relook into the things and then save it. And the next feature is into journeys again with the Redwood experience for journey schedule allocation. So these are the features available on the journey schedule allocation pages. Like you'll be able to view journeys that are scheduled to be allocated or have already been allocated. View the assignees and period summary for specific journey schedule. Edit a schedule journey allocation to remove the people you don't want to assign the journey to. So we can navigate to journey setup and journey schedule allocations. You can see the details. You can search based on the filter just by uh, entering the keywords here, touch points, and search it. You'll be system will search for the relevant journeys and then display it. So by clicking on the journey name, you'll be able to see the details of the assignees, like for whom it has been assigned. You can update it as per your requirement again. You can manually assign it to anyone. You can also see the period summary of that particular journey schedule on the period summary tab. Now, the Redwood experience for journey configurations as well. So, Oracle has enriched the user experience with the new journey configurations page developed using Redwood UI toolset. So, from the journey setup, just click on journey configurations and you can add the configurations. Let's say update display properties for a questionnaire is the one that we have configured, and you can add the selected properties and you add the properties for checklist settings and you add the properties for tasks as well. Up to the task level, you can add the configuration and you can see all the uh, properties that have been added have are displayed here. Finally, the journey configuration is completed, and then we need to run a schedule process. Update assigned journey attributes based on modified journey templates. Okay. Uh, we can select the checklist name here and the configuration, the one which we have selected, the one which we have created, update display properties for a questionnaire. And then once it is submitted, the checklist will be updated accordingly for all the notifications that the user have to receive. Next feature is into uh, journeys again, Redwood experience for electronic signature configurations. So this is just like a HCM electronic signature configurations that we had earlier. So with this electronic signature configurations page developed using Redwood toolset, this page will be available for admin users and allows you to create and configure the DocuSign signature type that can be used in journeys task configuration. So the takeaway for us here is the new page offers a fewer number of clicks and better performance. You can take advantage of cohesiveness through the application with the new page. The next feature is Redwood experience for create work relationship process. Now we have the Redwood experience for the transaction of create work relationship as well. So users will be able to perform the transaction of create work relationship even from the Redwood experience. And just to note here, all the Redwood pages are from the quick actions only. So when you navigate to my client groups and quick actions and work relationship, then you will be navigated to, then this Redwood UI will be open for any transaction. So this is how we can create a work relationship, add the assignment details and everything else and submit the transaction. The Redwood experience, the other feature is in Redwood only again, the Redwood experience for employment start dates. As you know, the employment start dates are basically used to calculate the length of service of an employee. So we have a Redwood UI for employment start dates page as well. You will be able to update the start date of an employee from the Redwood UI from now on. And you can attach the document records and also view impacted assignments. The new page offers a modern look and feel. Fewer clicks with better performance. We can take advantage of cohesiveness through an application with the new page. So as we can see, the impacted assignments, the seniority dates, length of service details here that can be updated. The other feature is into position costing. The position costing step in Redwood promote and change position process. So when we are performing a promote and change position process through Redwood UI, we have a position costing steps involved in it. You can just enable this position costing section while performing this transaction, and users will be able to update the position costing details while performing the transaction. So this has to be enabled for the person level, and we need to ensure to update the costing to 100% so that it is properly allocated. If a user does not select for 100% costing and it is less than that, the remaining part will be costed to default account. And if it is more than that, it will prompt you an error saying that it cannot be more than 100%. Costing cannot be more than 100%, right? So now we can manage the position costing information when prompting a worker, when promoting a worker. Sorry. So the other feature is into Redwood experience for worker unions. Now you can search and create worker unions from Redwood UI. So we have a filter on effective date, status, location name, country name, extra. So based on this filter criteria, you can search for the worker unions, and let's see how a worker union can be created from a Redwood UI. So we need to navigate to My Client Group, Show More, and under the Workforce Structures section, click on Worker Union options. Okay. So you can click on Create, add a worker union, and then a new worker union will be created, a page prompts, and you can add the details, required details, and submit it. So we can also update the worker union. So when we update the worker union, historical data of that particular worker union will be displayed at the bottom of the page, while summary of the changes are displayed on the top of the page. So you can also correct and delete the worker union, have that option as well. But to note here, only the date effective transactions can be deleted, not the initial one. We also have got the Redwood experience for divisions. So we can now search for the divisions based on different filters, effective date, status, location, or name as per our requirement. And we can also create a new division by clicking on add. We provide the basic details and submit it. Also, the update option is available from the Redwood UI. When we update it, the summary of the changes will be displayed on the top of the page, and historical changes history will be displayed at the bottom. So we can also delete the date effective transactions or correct the division details. The next feature is into Redwood experience for grade rates. Now, grade rates is page is also developed using Redwood toolset. You can search for a grade rate based on the name, filter on the attributes such as legislative data group, frequency, and currency. So in this example, the results are filtered to show grade rates that contains analyst 1. So here is the filtered search, which has the analyst as a keyword. So all such grade rates will be displayed here. So the next feature is into maintain area of responsibility. Now, Oracle has enriched the user experience with the new maintain area of responsibility page developed using Redwood toolset. The new maintain area of responsibility pages enables you to search across all users that are assigned responsibilities, okay, and see significantly more search results. It also gives you flexibility to search across various representatives depending on your data access. Okay. Well, when you search for a person, the relevant details are shown for the responsibility, and you can also reassign the area of responsibility which are active. So the next feature is into Redwood experience for areas of responsibility. So by navigating to quick actions under micro group workflow structures, you will be able to assign the area of responsibilities and create the area of responsibility templates. To add a template using certain responsibility scopes and all, you can create a template and reuse the same template to assign the area of responsibility. So we have the other feature is into Redwood experience for responsibility templates. As we will further drill down into this particular area when we see auto provisioning the area of responsibility. Okay. So the next feature is into benefit from Redwood additional personal information approval support. So uh, Oracle has introduced this area of personal information, additional personal information while configuring our approvals. So the change personal information approval rule has been enhanced to include a new subcategory for additional personal information specific to the Redwood additional personal information pages. So this will allow us to configure this feature based on our approval requirements. So yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier, the Redwood experience for my team. So instead of my team, you have a team activity center developed in Redwood UI. So from my team, you can navigate to team activity center, and managers will be able to see a bird's eye view for all the employee details and communication details and the applications where they want to uh, land on from this page directly. Okay. So they have also got different search filters here based on worker position requisitions and offers. When they search for workers employment information will be shown. In the compensation part, their compensation details will be shown. And they can also perform multiple different actions on their direct employees, direct reportees. So for a different work search filters here, we have if a position is selected, then you can view the information about the workers in a position, the incumbents and their position details. Same way, if a requisitions view is selected, then open requisitions for which you or your organization members are the hiring managers. You can view the recruiters, the number of people that can be hired and all. Okay. And if the offers view is selected, then you can view the information similar to the employment tab of a workers view, but for people that have been extended offers to join your organization. So on any view, you can click on the employee's name to view the Spotlight Activity Center page, which is a manager spotlight again. So the new team activity center page offers all the details that you need about the team at one place along with the Redwood experience. So last feature that we have is into REST, which is auto provisioning area of responsibilities. So you can now automatically mass assign or inactivate and end date representatives area of responsibilities based on user defined template criteria. So there are 4 steps in it. We can define a responsibility template first and schedule auto provisioning process, preview and apply results, and then finally you also have a revert option for the uh, auto provision auto area of responsibilities for that particular instance. If something you feel might have went wrong. So the other way is you can bypass the preview when we are sure that everything is configured as expected, and even in that case you have got the option to revert. So let's talk about the takeaway for us. This reduces the time spent maintaining responsibilities for your users and minimizes delays in assigning responsibilities to your workforce. And dynamic representative scopes is also there, which will enable you to create fewer templates. Okay. So let's look into the process flow of auto provisioning area of responsibilities. Now, first we need to define responsibility template criteria. We create a responsibility template with the criteria, with the basic information given, responsibility scope, either a static or dynamic. We'll look into dynamic again. Okay. Assign by criteria. You can give the criteria as we see here, job, legal employer, and roles that we have. You create the template and you schedule it for auto provisioning. Once the template is created, you can schedule it for auto provisioning, and uh, you can see its progress in your schedule process page again. And the name of the ESS job will be auto provisioning responsibilities. Okay, and this is for this particular template. You can see once that process is completed, then you have got the option to apply auto provisioning. Once you click on this apply auto provisioning, you will be able to view all the employees for whom the responsibilities will be assigned. If you think it is okay and as expected, then you can apply it or you can cancel and rework on it. Okay. And let's look at creating a responsibility template based on the dynamic scope. As I was saying, you can create the scope dynamically to reduce the number of templates that you create. So you have 3 different options here based on representative location, representative department, and representative business unit. You can select any of them and reduce the number of templates that you want to create. So here we have seen it was based on location. Now it is on business unit. And when you validate, what happens is validate all directly assigned people. So you can also, instead of just relying on it, if you want to assign directly this particular responsibility to any person, you can add them here. What happens when you add few employees directly and you validate, you might get some errors. And that error will be probably based on because of the data issues that you have. Maybe here it is a location and maybe a location is missing on this particular employee's assignment. That could be one of the reasons. So you'll have to validate and then auto provision. So yes, team, I think it was all from my end. Thanks for bearing me all this time, and over to you, Hadi.
Um, hey, Balu, thank you for the wonderful insights. So let's quickly tack on the Q&A part. Aditya, can you confirm if you have any questions there?
No, we don't have any questions.
No. All right. Okay. No worries. So there are a few things we'd like to keep you informed that in upcoming week, we'll be sending you an email in your inbox, and which you'll see with a single click of the link, you'll be able to access the content. For example, this the presentation of the today's session, along with the recording as well, so that you can pass it to your colleagues and they can also go through it. And you can see on the list of webinars coming up. So today we have, just after a few minutes, we have finance webinar, then other HCM sessions are going to be planned from tomorrow onwards, which you can see on your list. So please, if you've missed or if your colleague missed registering, please do that. And if you're stuck anywhere, please write to us on CEMS operations at mastek.com. I'll just repeat that again, CEMS operations at mastek.com if you're facing any issue in registering through these links. So as I mentioned earlier, so you'll also get the test scripts and recording and the presentation through your email. It will be a very simple link. If you click on it, it will redirect you to the Mastek webinar page where you'll have access to all the content. And just before you all leave us, we'd like to just quickly note down today's experience on the scale of 1 to 5, where 5 means poor and 5 means very good and 1 means very poor. So your feedback will help us. We'll be putting the registration link if anyone would like to pass it to their colleagues, or so we've just pasted that. You can just click on it and register for the rest of the sessions if at all required. Thank you so much. So we'll be closing the poll now, and yeah, we'd like to thank you once again, everybody, for your valuable time today. And please do look out for an email, and with a single click, all the content will be available along with the test scripts. Thank you so much. And we've also given this content on an immediate basis to our respective support managers. And so they also, so if you need it immediately today or tomorrow, you can just reach out to them and they'll be sending you the presentation. So yeah, you just write to them and they'll be able to give you the presentation PDF or the test scripts as well. Recording won't be ready because we need to do some editing, and then it'll be live on the website itself. Thank you once again. Thank you.